Hi, I'd like to show you around the new version of Organise version 6. And we've rewritten the program from top to bottom with the latest technology. As you can see, if you were a user of our old product, you can see that the icons at the top are now different, and there's lots of new aspects to the program which are really good and exciting. The first part I'd like to show you is that up here in the left-hand corner, companies, document, classes, and folders, the administration area is now included in the front end of this particular program. Before, we used to have three or four different programs to open and manage these areas. Now it's all in one area and it's very easy to manage. Also in the administration area now, you can give certain users in the office partial administration permissions so that they can manage parts of the company, users, passwords, things like that. So it's made it very, very easy and much more manageable. One of our best new features is the diary area. By clicking on your diary, you have everything at your fingertips. This makes it so incredibly quick and easy to work with. Notes, you can go in and see all your notes that you've done. The top note will be the last note that you gave to a client. You can scroll down and see all your notes, when they came in, creation date. You can actually just search for one particular client and look at their notes. So you can see all Mr. Clark's. You can also get a report on all Mr. Clark's notes that you put in the database and send it off in a spreadsheet to somebody. Notifications are great. They're like a workflow. You can go and put a notification on a file, a folder, or nothing at all, and just give a notification. You can just go in and notify people. And if you notify people, the notification window comes up and you can just go in and say who you want to notify about that particular note. Reminders are put on tasks automatically when you create a task. And the task thing is really, really quite incredible now. To view your task, just double click on it, it'll open. And when you get in here, you'll see that it's been named to the client and what sort of renewal it is. Now, this has been generated from a CSV file from WinBeat. And this is how it will be generated if you use the CSV file. It will go and put it against the client and against that particular class of business. And down here on the left, you'll see your notes that you can drop in. And on the right, you'll see the files. It's quite easy. You'll see you can just go in and add a note. And then you go to Outlook. And in Outlook, you can go and grab the particular files that you want to bring in by highlighting, dragging down to the icon, then coming on here. And then you can go and drop the files. You can also add files from outside. You can go and grab a spreadsheet if you need to. You can go here with this task import, click on this, and what you can do is get a CSV file from inside WinBeat or iBase and bring that information in, and it will go and put your renewals into the client and alongside the class of business and have it all set up for you with starting date, end dates, and who the owner is. This can all be done in 5 minutes. So that's the new exciting diary area. I'll be explaining more about that later in other videos, but it's very, very exciting. In the new version 6, we've now changed the way we can search and look at files within folders. As you can see, there's files here. Now, what we've done is added the feature where you can see if an email has an attachment. It has a little paperclip up there. That's one of the new features. But the main feature is that over here with document classes now, if you're putting document classes in, you can read and see very easily what type of document that you're looking for, which makes it a lot easier. We also have up here where it says ABC, a search facility for anything inside the file name. So if I typed in Virgin, I would get my Virgin High Flyers credit card, and that information would come up from the name. Now, to release the filter, you just click on the cross down the bottom. So also what you can do is you can also search by document class. So now in document class over here, you can go here, CFC, and you'll get all your CFCs that come up that are in that folder. So it's very easy to categorize and do things like that. But the next new thing, which is really good that we've been after for a long time, is we now have a file preview pane. And if you just pin it and go over here and click on the file, you'll now see the files without having to open them up. They'll be here, so you can just arrow down and read your files as you go along. So that's the new viewing pane. It's really, really very good. If you come across a file like this and it has a green arrow, it means you can only see the front page. If you click on that, it'll expand the whole document so you can see everything below in the document as well. These are the great new search features of version 6. Another great new feature in 6 is that when you bring emails in the database, we automatically keyword all the email addresses from everybody that's on that email. So now you can basically search for that email address anywhere inside the database. But this one here to Darren Miller, if I open that up and highlight Darren's email address and go Control F12 on my keyboard, it will race away and bring up all the emails from Darren Miller. You can see here, if I move my folder path over, I can see what client they're coming from. And over here, I can get the latest one that I put in. And then by highlighting an email and then going to File Preview, I can then see that email. This is a great new search in 6. Another new thing in version 6 is the way we handle deleted files now. You can let anybody have the file deletion so they can delete their file if they make a mistake. Let me show you how this works. If I right click on here and go delete, and I delete the file, so the file's gone. So then once the file's been deleted, if you want to go and see if there's been a file deleted in this particular folder, you just go include delete, and you'll see it sitting there. It's grayed out. And then if you want to bring it back, you just go in here and go restore file. And that's as hard as it gets. So the deletions has changed, and it's really, really quite good. The other feature I'd like to show you is that we now have archiving in the background. We have a mirror image database where we can archive data across, and it just sits there. So that if you come into a file like 2013 here, and there's no data there, but you know you've had data in the past. So all you do now is you go up here and say include archive, and now back it comes, and you'll see it in red, and you'll be able to see all your old data. This makes it very, very easy to bring back data from past times. You don't have to go out and bring it back in on tapes or anything like that. It's always sitting live and active in the background. We have greatly improved our audit trails from the old database as well. They now have hyperlinks and much easier to follow. So if you go to a file and right click on it and go to view audit log, here you'll find a complete history of this particular task. You can see who started open the class, when it came in, who the people have viewed, what they've done to the task, data extractions. So it gives you a complete history of that particular file. We also do this on users, as you can see Hatches here. If I go here and type in Hatch, I'll just see what Hatch has done within that particular document. So it's a lot more powerful and a lot more free and easy to work with. In version 6 of Organise, we now have map drives to Windows Explorer. You can go into Windows Explorer and go and click on the folder that you want to export into the database, and just highlight the folder in Organise where you want it to drop. Just go down to the bottom and you go send to Organise, and it'll start sending. And in the bottom left hand corner over here, you can see that it's running and bringing the files in. There's 80 files to bring in, and when the 80 files is finished, now just click and you go under 2020. So just right click and refresh, and now you'll see the folders that you've brought in.